Your brain did not suddenly decide it wanted that specific slice of pizza or that mindless social media scroll. It was secretly programmed to demand it 3 hours before you even felt the first spark of desire. Right now, a master puppeteer deep within your midbrain is pulling biochemical strings, translating a completely unnoticed environmental trigger into an urgent physical emergency. This is not a failure of your character or a sudden collapse of your willpower. It is a highly coordinated, lightning-fast neural hijacking designed to bypass your conscious mind entirely. What you are actually experiencing in those intense, desperate moments is the activation of your incentive salience pathway. This is the biological machinery that turns an ordinary, everyday object into an irresistible beacon of survival. Over the next few minutes, we are going to lay bare the precise neurological software that drives these sudden, overwhelming impulses. You will see exactly how your brain's reward circuitry hijacks your prefrontal cortex, transforming a quiet afternoon into an obsessive hunt for comfort, dopamine, or distraction. Let us paint a picture of this biological machinery in action. Think of your subconscious mind as a hyper-vigilant cartographer. Every second of your life, it is silently drawing a map of your environment, noting everything you see, hear, smell, and feel. But it is not just drawing a map. It is shading certain pathways with bright neon ink. This neon ink is dopamine. For decades, we believed a massive scientific lie. We thought dopamine was the chemical of pleasure, the sweet reward you feel when you finally get what you want. But it turns out that is completely wrong. In 1998, a pioneering neuroscientist named Dr. Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan completely shattered this assumption. Through a series of groundbreaking experiments, Berridge discovered that wanting and liking are controlled by two entirely different neural networks in the brain. Liking, the actual pleasure of consuming something, is handled by tiny, fragile hotspots deep in the brain that use natural opioids. But wanting, that is driven by massive, aggressive dopamine pathways that stretch across the entire brain. Dopamine is not the celebration. Dopamine is the chase. It is the chemical of anticipation, firing at maximum intensity before you ever touch the prize. This means your brain is a biological machine running programs most people never knew existed. Think of a habit loop like a deep, heavy groove worn into a dirt path. The more times you walk down that path, the deeper the groove gets, until eventually it is almost impossible to walk anywhere else. Your wheels naturally slide back into the rut. Every time you experience stress and immediately reach for a sugary snack, a phone, or a shopping app, your brain notes the relief. It does not care that the relief is temporary or that it might be bad for your long-term health. The primitive survival brain only cares about immediate state changes. It says, "That worked," and then it carves the groove a little deeper. Suddenly, you are not even making a choice anymore. You are simply rolling down the hill. The groove is running you. Now, let us look at how this system turns a quiet moment into an absolute emergency. Imagine you are sitting at your desk, working on a difficult project. You are not physically hungry. Your body has plenty of stored energy, but your brain perceives the mental fatigue and stress as a threat to its survival. Suddenly, like a lightning bolt, an image of a warm, salted chocolate chip cookie flashes in your mind. Where did that come from? Your conscious mind did not summon it. Your stomach did not request it. What actually happened was a phenomenon known as cue reactivity, and the neuroscience behind it is incredibly powerful. In 2006, Dr. Nora Volkow, a world-renowned neuroscientist and head of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, conducted a fascinating study using advanced brain imaging. She exposed participants to simple, everyday cues associated with their favorite foods. Not the food itself, mind you, just pictures or descriptions of it. The results were staggering. The moment the participants saw these cues, their brains experienced a massive surge of dopamine in the dorsal striatum. This is the exact brain region responsible for habit execution and motor control. Their brains did not just think about the food, they prepared the body to go get it. their heart rates shifted, their digestive systems primed, and their focus narrowed down to a single point. This is the ultimate revelation. Your brain is not reacting to what is actually happening in the present moment. It is constantly predicting the future based on the past. If you have historical data telling your brain that a chocolate chip cookie cures the pain of a boring work afternoon, the moment boredom strikes, your brain will scream for that cookie. It will use every tool at its disposal to bypass your logical mind. It will make you feel restless. It will make your mouth water. It will literally distort your perception, making the cookie seem like the only thing in the universe that can bring you back to balance. You are not weak-willed. You are just caught in a prediction loop designed by millions of years of evolution to keep you alive in a scarce environment. But we do not live in a scarce environment anymore. We live in a world where every cue is engineered to hijack our ancient machinery. Have you ever found yourself standing in front of an open refrigerator, staring blankly at the shelves, without any memory of deciding to walk into the kitchen? Your craving is not a request for nourishment, it is a neurological error code. Now that you understand the hidden programs running inside your skull, you can stop being a helpless passenger. You do not fight a craving with brute force willpower, you outsmart the machinery. Here are 3 highly specific, scientifically grounded frameworks to dismantle the craving loop before it takes control. First, implement what we call the 10-minute dopamine drift. When a sudden, intense urge strikes, do not tell yourself no. The word no creates a psychological state of deprivation, which actually increases cortisol and amplifies the dopamine demand. It is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The harder you push down, the more violently it wants to pop back up. Instead, tell your brain, we can have that, but we are going to wait 10 minutes. During those 10 minutes, your goal is to deliberately disrupt the automated prediction loop. Get up, change your physical environment, go wash your hands with cold water, or walk outside and look at the horizon. By changing the sensory inputs entering your brain, you break the chain of cues that was fueling the dopamine fire. Often, when the 10 minutes are up, the chemical surge has naturally receded, and the choice returns to your logical prefrontal cortex. Second, execute environmental de-escalation. Your brain cannot fire a cue-induced dopamine wave if the cue never reaches your sensory receptors. We vastly underestimate how much our physical spaces dictate our automated behaviors. If your phone sits on your desk, your brain is constantly spending precious energy suppressing the urge to pick it up. The cue is loud, and it is persistent. Move the cue entirely out of your field of vision. Place your phone in another room. Put the snacks on the highest shelf, behind the canned beans, inside an opaque container. By adding just 2 steps of friction to an automated habit, you force your brain to transition from the fast, subconscious habit pathway to the slow, deliberate decision-making pathway. You turn an automatic reflex into a conscious choice. Third, utilize subversive somatic substitution. When your brain demands a high dopamine comfort loop, it is often searching for a specific physiological shift. You might feel a tight chest from anxiety or a heavy, lethargic slump from boredom. Your brain interprets this physical discomfort as a threat and looks for the fastest route to alter your physiology. Instead of giving it the destructive comfort it demands, give it an alternative, healthy physiological shock. Take 3 deep, rapid breaths, followed by a long, slow exhalation, or perform 15 jumping jacks. This sudden shift in your blood flow, heart rate, and oxygen levels provides your nervous system with the somatic reset it was actually craving, without the biological cost of the indulgence. You do not need to change your desires. You just need to change how you respond to the gap between the urge and the action. When you look back at your life, how many times have you blamed yourself for being weak? How many times have you looked in the mirror and wondered why you couldn't just have more self-discipline? Today, that story ends. You are not broken. You do not lack character. The truth is, you possess a brain that is functioning exactly as it was designed to. It is an exquisitely tuned, incredibly efficient survival machine that has spent your entire life learning how to protect you from discomfort, stress, and pain. It has built these rapid-fire pathways out of a deep biological love for your survival. But now, The curtain has been pulled back. You can see the gears turning. You can hear the hum of the engine. The next time a sudden, overwhelming demand rises up from the depth of your mind, you do not have to obey it blindly. You can look at it with a quiet, knowing smile. You can say to yourself, there is my striatum firing. There is my prediction loop trying to protect me. In that single moment of scientific awareness, the craving loses its power over you. You are no longer the machine's servant. You are the operator. Armed with this knowledge, you are ready to reclaim ownership of your daily choices. This is the real neuroscience of how you live, think, and evolve. If you are ready to stop fighting your biology and start directing it, make sure you are subscribed to Habit Decoded. We are just getting started on this deep dive into the hidden programs running your life. Next time, we are going to explore a hidden, silent force in your brain that determines exactly how others perceive your confidence within the first 3 seconds of meeting you, and it is not what you think. Until then, watch your mind, recognize the cues, and master your machine.